Good morning, good morning, good morning. All right. Came on here a little early. We'll wait for everyone to tune in here. Let me get these tweets out. Hopefully you're all having a wonderful, wonderful morning. All right, give me 1 second. Let's do the tweet. All right, we good, we good. Perfect. All right. Nick Cassidy, what's up, man? How you doing? Nancy, good morning, good morning. Quinn, good morning. How you doing? All right, all right. Let's get right to it here. 8:30, we're going to get the job reports number. My phone should ring here in a second. Don, what's going on, man? Good morning, good morning. All right, let's see. Let's wait for these job reports numbers. We'll wait. All right. LM, good morning, good morning. Bullets Garage, good morning, my man. How you doing? Nuke, good morning. Thank you for sharing the knowledge with us. No worries, no worries. Mikael, good morning. How you doing? Nick, all good, my friend. Hope you're well. Yes, yes, yes. Marjan, good morning. Uriel, good morning. All right. Got about a minute here till the job reports number. We'll see what comes up. Let's take a look here. It should pop up soon. There it is. Let's take a look. Sky, good morning. I wonder what Sky's going to do today, considering he has a meeting. Uh-oh. Won't be able to trade the open. All right. Vasi, good morning. How about those Tesla earnings? Man, Tesla just fails to... Tesla just doesn't disappoint. That's what I meant to say, really. So, another good earnings report for them, and they're promising more deliveries, man. They just keep beating expectations on those delivery numbers. All right, let's see here. Let's take a look at the calendar. Continuous jobless claims forecasted 1455, and the actual came in at 1417, so slightly lower. No reaction at all with the SPY currently, but seems to be a positive for now. Foolish Snowboarder, good morning, good morning. Vasi, aka Vasil, my man, how you doing? I thought that was you. Just didn't know if it was for sure, you know? All right. Gonna wait till 8:35 for everyone to kind of tune in here. Once everybody's here, we will get it started. Start with the SPY, the good old SPY, and then we'll jump to the Qs, and then the free alerts, and then we'll go over some of the questions or tickers you guys want me to take a look at. All right, while we're waiting for everyone to kind of roll in here, maybe let me know if the screen is okay, audio is good, video is good, while we wait for people to kind of roll in here slowly. Gabby, good morning. Too many YouTube accounts. Yeah, I was gonna say, wasn't it Legit Movers Chicago? All right, all right. The Godson 305. Good morning, good morning. I try to say good morning to every single one of you guys as often as I could, especially the ones that tune in here early morning on Thursdays, 8:30 before market opens. Nancy, yes. Everyone smash that like button. Chaz, good morning. All right, guys, we usually wait for 8:35, so about 2 more minutes here, then we'll get it popping, get it started. Jose Kennedy, good morning. Every email I have has a YouTube account. That's good. All right. Not much reaction immediately right off of that jobs report number, but we'll see how they kind of hold up. Last few trading days, SPY has been acting kind of funky, where you kind of get that, decent move in the pre-market and then it kind of yanks, and we'll see what it does today. Gabby Dunn, thank you. Walk the pawn. Need my coffee. Yeah, I got mine right here. All right, 8:34. We'll wait a few more seconds and we'll get it started here. 8:35, we'll dive right in and we'll get going here. Twino, good morning. Too bad I can't press the like button 1,000 times. I would do it. You know what's funny? On TikTok Live, actually, you're able to, the same person is allowed to press the like a lot of times, and the more likes that video gets, even from the same person, the like counts will go up. So it's something kind of interesting here. A little bit of pullback here in tech names. All right. Let's get going here soon. About a few more seconds. Powell speaks twice today. Won't be an easy ride. Good old Powell. Good old Powell. Yeah, Powell speaks at 11 and 1. 11 a.m. and 1 a.m. Alright guys, it is 8:35 a.m. Let's get started. We're going to start with the Qs. We're going to start with the SPY. But before I do that, if you guys are tuned in and listening in here nice and early, go ahead and smash that like button. It's right down there. I would really appreciate it. With that said, let's get into the SPY. Alright, so this SPY, what do we have here? Ever since we lost that 200 moving average, we've kind of been stuck between this 436 and 445 area, okay? We were stuck one day where we opened right under it, pulled down, and then we kind of popped up, hit that resistance, sold off, and then popped up, sold off, stuck here, pushed up. So now yesterday we kind of popped up above it, but then came back under it, which was a little bit of a disappointment. But we did come into an area where we were fighting that 200 moving average. Okay, the 200 moving average on the daily is sitting at around 448.54. Okay, so that 448.54 is the level we kind of need to pay attention to. You see, we've been going up and down on the 200 moving average, but we need to get back above it if we're going to try to get some more buyers to kind of step up here. Okay, so let's take a look at a closer time frame here and take a look at some levels. Okay, so remember what we said, the 448 area was that 200 moving average that we're kind of coming into, right? So this right here, to me, that's the area we need to kind of pay attention to. This is the area that we're seeing a battle going on right now, right here at this 448.49, 448 level, okay? Why? Again, because that coincides with that 200 moving average. We've pushed up, we're hitting that resistance now. although we can't see that 200 moving average line here on the 2-minute time frame, it is there on the daily and it's acting as a resistance point. So we need to get above that. If we do maintain above this 448.50 area, we could see that push towards the 450, 451, and then here in the 453s area is where you're going to start seeing some resistance and selling pressures. Okay. However, again, like I said, to start, we really need to get above this 448.50, 448 area. We need to hold above this in order for us to push higher. Okay. Then we can look to tackle 450, 451, 453 area. Okay, now I'm just going to pop back up to the daily chart here just to show you guys something else. Whoa, let's go to clean. Perfect. So you can see this pivot right here, the 450.78, is another area we need to pay attention to, 450.78. Okay, so if we go to the 15-minute time frame again, and pull my levels back up, this level right here, again, 450.70, 450.50 is going to be that next area of resistance. So even if we do hold this, I really want to see how we react at this level. Maintain above this, great. Then we're in good hands, right? But there's going to be lots of pressure. Depending on what's really going to happen at the morning, I'm going to be focusing on 448 and 450 going into the open. Okay. If we drop right out of the open and fail to hold these levels, then we got a few things to pay attention to. One of them is this 447 area, right, which is yesterday's resistance point multiple times. We can see that we hit this area multiple times. Here in the after hours, we're seeing resistance. So that 447 is going to be a key area. Lose that, then we're looking at possibility hitting these lows here. Okay, 445 and possibly 444. So again, make your notes. This 448.50, 448 area is going to be vital. Then we can look to push these 450s and 451, 52 areas on the upside. Okay, so that is in regards to the SPY. Let's pop over to the Qs and take a look at the Qs on the daily and see what's going on here. Okay, so similar look again, but again, we showed more relative weakness in tech names yesterday. Okay, take a look at the SPY. Look at the candle the SPY put in after essentially gapping up a little bit. And take a look at the candle the Qs put in. Not much of a gap up, but a bigger sell-off, right? We still have that range that we had in the SPY, but we've had more sell-off in tech. I mean, it's been a fact. It's been a given fact. Tech has been relatively weaker over the last few months. And we know that. And with the way, Netflix earnings came out, losing subscribers and whatnot, and, Shopify taking a dump yesterday, a lot of these names really attributed to the Qs kind of pulling down here. Okay, with that said, what are we looking for in regards to the Qs? All right, so we have this essentially resistance area at this 348.63. Okay, let's take a look at the 15-minute time frame and take a look at what's going on there. All right, so we have the 448.63 is all the way up here. Okay, so that's something that we will address after. But for now, the levels that we need to pay attention to is essentially these yesterday's resistance points that we had a hard time getting above, right? Which was a little bit of support on prior day's price action. We are now above it. We respected it, bounced off here in the pre-market. We need to pay attention to that 344.30 area. This is going to be the key area on the Qs today. If we hold this area, we could see that push to the 346. Why the 346? We have that resistance right there, and then the 348. Right now, where's the 348 coming from? Well, one, that's yesterday's pre-market level, but two, it's a resistance area from the daily as well, and that's why you see it being respected here. So I always talk about having your daily levels, using your daily levels to come up with your resistance and support areas, because it always comes into play. Okay, you can leave it on your charts, and then months down the road, you'll see if price action comes back to it, it will be respected. All right, so if we hold above this 344.30, we're looking at a push to the 346, continue to see strength, 448, and then ultimately this 350.70 is another key area on the Qs. Okay, now if we lose that 344 area, what are we going to get? We're going to get a yank back down to this area. You see that resistance, right, which is now going to be support. Lose that, we're going to come back down to the 342, and then ultimately you're looking at areas right here which are going to be 341 and 339. Okay, so you really want to stay above these levels. If you lose those lows, then it can cause a little bit of a trouble where we can see a sell-off down to the 338, 337 area. But I expect these levels to kind of hold up if we get that yank. All right. For now, we are above the 344 price action that we're looking at. We'll see how it acts at the open. If we yank or if we hold that level, continue to push higher here. Okay. So again, like I said, you could take a screenshot of these levels so you guys are aware of them. Kind of gives you an idea of where to look at in regards to support and resistance points, and kind of base your trading off of those. All right. Good morning, Edgar. So with that said, let's jump into some of the free alerts that I've kind of come across here. First one is Twitter. Okay. Now, Twitter is on the list simply because of the inside day you put in yesterday. So this is just a simple inside day play. We have an inside day candle that took place. We actually have double inside day. I just noticed that now. So watching this to see if we get an explosive move one way or the other. Okay. Now, if we take a look at the 15-minute time frame, what are the trigger levels here? Over this 47 area, which kind of puts us above this resistance point, right? That's when I'm looking to take calls on this. We can push it to the 47.60 and possibly the 48. Okay, that will trigger that inside day play on that one. Now, if we get under the 45, which is a resistance, which is a support point from yesterday, as well as this little drop when we had that news about, I think they're saying Elon sold shares, not sure what that news was, but we have this support area at 45. Lose that 45 area, then we're going to see further downside. So that's your trigger points, 47 and 45. 47 to the upside, 45 to the downside. Okay. Now, LCID is the other one. Taking a look at the daily chart again here, you can see this is another inside day coming into that support area, right? This $63 area is a support area. You can see the support right there from prior days. Buyers are kind of starting to step up here, and we put it in an inside day. So keeping an eye on this one, simple inside day play again on this one. We need to get above 2150 in order to move higher. Why 2150? Well, you have this kind of resistance right here. Technically an inside day play, you'd have to take it over the prior day's high, but you can see we have clear resistance at 2150. So that's the level I want to pay attention to. Okay, I want to go long over 2150. Now, if we get under the 21 level, which happens to be right here, breaks this support, breaks those pre-market supports, then we can take it, get an early entry onto the put side, and hopefully break that 2063 on the downside if we do get weakness in, tech names, EV names, and so forth. All right. So watching this one, 2150, and then 21 on the downside for the triggers. Next one is ZS. This one, interesting here. We have that big drop. We have this consolidation that takes place here. Essentially, you have a bear flag. So over this 225.50 is where I look to take calls, because we could look to push it back towards this area of resistance, 231.44. So the little bear flag that it's putting in here will essentially reverse, and we could push back up to this 231 area. Okay. Now, if that breaks, take a look at the support level that's going to break here. You have that, you have that, you have that. All this support level under that 219 will break, and which could cause the sell-off to take place at least down to that 213, 212 area. Okay. So those are the things I'm paying attention to. So again, for those of you that are new, I'm going to talk about how you can take these triggers and how you can or when to get involved. Okay, so again, like I said, I do like to get involved if it's within the first 5, 10, 15 minutes. If the trigger happens, I do get involved on them right above. Let's say, for example, this one's 225.50. If it's within the first 5 minutes and we come here and we're about to break out, I get in right here at this level. Okay, trading the first 5, 10, 15 minutes obviously is more volatile, could be a lot more riskier if you guys are fairly new. So that's something to take into consideration. But if it comes within the first 5, 10 minutes and it's about to trigger, I get in right here and I try to take that explosive move up and get that premium juice that comes with it. Now, if time has gone by, the stock has kind of gone sideways. Let's say it's come down to 219, pushes all the way back up to 225. You don't want to buy this. This is not where you buy. Just because you have a trigger point does not give you the right to buy it. You can't just say, okay, it hit trigger, I'm going to get involved. You have to ask yourself, you have to say, what environment am I in? What's happened leading to this move? We've gone from 219 all the way to 225 without a pullback. You can't chase this move up. You have to wait for some sort of a consolidation to take place. And what does that mean? That means a pullback, maybe a flag that forms here, and then when you get here, then you can take that trigger point and continue to the upside. Okay, so that's one thing you can do if the flag forms under it. Okay, now if time goes by is another scenario you guys can use. If time goes by and we're not in the first 15-20 minutes, then what you need is you need this breakout to happen with increasing volume, which confirms the breakout, then that retest on decreasing volume, and that's where you want to get involved. The retest, if it holds, then you continue higher here. Okay? That's what you want to take advantage of. So 3 scenarios you need to pay attention to. 5-10 minutes, you can take the drive right out of the open if it triggers. The second scenario, where were we and where are we now? That's where you got to take into consideration. And the third one, obviously, if time has gone by, price action slowly moving up, you wait for that retest before getting involved. Right? So now I'm going to jump into some of the questions that you guys may have. If you want me to take a look at a few tickers, let me know. I'll go over some of them with you guys. Let me know if you guys want to trade them as a day trade, if you want to take them as a swing trade, if you're looking at calls or puts. That way we can kind of gauge what you're thinking and we'll go from there. Mr. Needham, good morning. How you doing? Ion, good morning. Roblox seeing a double bottom on daily long day trade, please. 36. Hold up. Let's take a look at Roblox. So Roblox I actually have here. Looks pretty good. It is hitting that support at 36, right? That 36 area is the support on it, which I like. Now if we take a look at the 10-minute time frame, same thing is kind of happening here. We must have that aggressive sell-off, hit that resistance area, hitting that resistance area again. I would really like to see if we can get above this 3780 level. If we do, then we have this essentially intraday pocket that we can take advantage of towards this 39, 39, 30, 39, 60 area. Okay, so we'll see if we can get above this 37.83 area with market strength, and we can take advantage of that. Now, a very similar look is Nvidia, right? Sell off this resistance point at 219. If we can get above 219, we could see that push back up to those 224, 225 areas. Cal, your comment and insight are pure gold. Thank you. You're very welcome. Can you chart BAC for a day trade on options? Sure. Let's take a look at BAC. So I always like to start from the daily, take a look at where we are on the daily, draw some levels so we can see we have this resistance point right here, right, that 40.40. And we have a straight sell-off here. So not much resistance points here, possibly maybe right here at that 41.70 area. But over this, the next big resistance is at that 50 moving average. All right, it is a bank name, tends to move a little bit slower. So that's something to take into consideration. Now let's take a look at the closer time frame. All right, lots of choppy price action yesterday. You can see up, down, no real direction. And then it kind of pulled. Now kind of sitting here in the pre-market with a little bit of a gap up. You could try this over the $40 whole number, or I guess 405 because the banks move so slow. There's like cents. You could try it over the 405 and then look at this area of congestion as your first targets. But this is why I don't really trade banks. From here to here, you have a 15-cent move. So this is not something I really like to get involved in. These banks don't really move too much. Unless you have a lot of patience, this is going to really, not pay you much considering what the delta is. If you take the 40 calls, the delta is 48. So for every dollar move, you're going to get 48 cents. It could work. The premium is a little low on it. But again, for 10 cents, you can find something else to trade. If you want to trade less volatile names, you could try this over that 40.05 level to push it to that 40.23, and then you're going to see congestion right here or some resistance points before it kind of pushes up to that 40.40 level. Can we check Microsoft? Yes. Let's take a look at Microsoft here. Let me remove that. Microsoft. All right. So Microsoft creeping up nicely here to this 289.98 level. Let's take a look at the daily. 289. Yeah, so the daily looks good too here. It's kind of pushing up. Could see this resistance of 290, 275 come into play. Really what I would like to see is this 289.98 or 290 level to break. Okay, you break that 290, you have the opportunity to push that 292 level. If you're looking to day trade Microsoft, I will really wait for that 290. The 290 breaks and holds above it, 292.75, and then possibly the 294.80. Okay, which again, you're gonna have to keep an eye on the market. If the market remains strong, great. This should move with it. 292.75 over that 290 is definitely possible. Who needs Netflix, Tesla, self-driving the market? Oh, who needs Netflix, Tesla, self-driving the market? How about Shop? Possible triple bottom. I want to ride it until ER. Take a look at Shop. So Shop just got obliterated yesterday. I mean, 1, 2, yeah, that 509 area was a level they stepped up once, stepped up twice. You really, if the thing with triple bottoms is that you're trying to pick a bottom, right? And you're hoping for it to kind of stick. You could try it if it comes down to that 510 area and just have a $10 stop at that 500, and if it holds, great, then let it go. And if market continues to get above those levels I mentioned, and we could have a little bit of a rally, especially if we do get above that 200 moving average. So you could start a position right at that 509 level if we do get that early yank here, or you could start small with opportunity to kind of add to that 509 level. Those are two ways that you can kind of trade it and hope that that 509 holds. You can have your stops at 500. If you're really banking on this 509 level being a very big number, then great. You could take advantage of that. The only concerning thing to me here is this big red volume, but it could very easily get that run up into earnings like you're thinking. Mark Aguirre, WBD. So this one is, I don't even know when I drew this channel, but you can see it's kind of in a wedge here. And it's a pretty nice wedge, I'm not gonna lie. So it hit that top wedge, rejected, came back down. Now it's at the bottom of this channel here. It could very well pop back up to this 24.85 level before it makes a direction. Earnings is coming up. Not really sure if it's something I would day trade here. You really need to get back above the 23.50 level to try to day trade this to the upside. But if it does get back under that 22.30 level, or 22.30 level, 22.50 was that support. If it loses that, you could see some further downside. Not an ideal intraday level chart, but the daily looks pretty good. It's respecting this top trend line. It's respecting this bottom trend line. Could bounce back up here if market kind of rallies. Tesla for day trade, your thoughts, please. Tesla for a day trade. So one thing, Tesla's already gone. One thing you got to understand, lots of eyes on Tesla. IV is close to 400%. I probably wouldn't touch Tesla today, simply because the IV is so high. As far as trading this goes, let's take a look. 1072. Over the 1078, this could really open up. 1078.75. Let's take a look at 15-minute time frame again. Yeah, so that 1078, 1080 level is that key area to watch on Tesla. I already made a pretty significant move here over that 1080, you have nothing until the 1120 area. Okay, so you're gonna have to pay attention to that. Needs to open up above the 1080 if you're gonna push it higher. But again, like I said, IV is through the roof. We're looking at, I think close to 200-300% on these options. So be very careful with trading Tesla out of the open here. No problem. Nuke, can you look at Nvidia? Looked at Nvidia earlier today. For a day trade, I'd rather wait over the 219 area, then we can kind of pop it up higher here. If it's going to lose 216, then we can look for take advantage of the puts down here. But rather get above that 219 with a strong market to kind of push it higher here. Little Johnny, good morning. Thank you for the Microsoft check, no problem. Nancy, DG for long, wait for pullback before entry. Let's take a look at DG. DG has just been a straight killer, man. Monstrous move. The only pullback we got was when we broke over this 239.30 level, pulled back a little bit and continued higher. There's really no entry on this name right now. It's sitting at all-time highs here, pushing, just incredible push, monstrous push here. So gotta wait. We gotta wait for this. Too extended from the 20 moving average. No real pattern here. Can't really just get involved on this one just because it's gone up so much. This is going to be your next area of resistance, which could turn into support. So we'll see if it pulls back into this area. Ideally, what I like to see is it giving us that, sorry, I'm just trying to draw here, that pullback, something like this, into this area with the moving averages catching up. Then we can kind of take advantage of like a falling wedge before we can take it higher here. Okay, so that's something that I would wait for. You need to wait for that pullback, for that consolidation, for that wedge to kind of take place before we take it high. It kind of happened a little bit here, but this is just now starting to break out. So the first pullback or the second pullback is still very valid. CVNA, I think CVNA had earnings, so lots of selling there. I wouldn't touch this really. IV again on this one is fairly high. Calls are sitting at 500, puts are sitting at 300. Very ridiculous IV. I wouldn't try to mess with CVNA today. I'd wait a little bit. Could you please take a look at Asan? Asan. I haven't traded Asan in a minute. Losing support here on Asan. Support was right here at that 3160. Has room to drop to the 2743 area. Looking a little bit weaker on the daily chart. It's popping back up here a little bit. See how it reacts to that 3160 area. For this to kind of start reversing, you need to get over 32. But if it does lose this support of 3050, you have opportunity for this to yank to that 2743, especially with the fact that you're getting a little bit of an increase in selling volume. Okay, so definitely wouldn't be trying to catch bottoms on this, but possibly day trade it. All right, guys, it is 9 a.m. If you guys are still here, go ahead and smash that like button. I would greatly appreciate it. Remember, every Thursday I do go live 8:30 a.m. Eastern time right here on YouTube. If you guys had questions that I was not able to answer, please DM me on Discord or Twitter. I will go through all of them. I always answer my DMs. I'll take a look at what you want me to take a look at, and I'll give you the insights that you need. All right, guys. So for now, I got to get back to the Discord and start the trading day. Appreciate every single one of you guys tuning in. Thank you so much for all being here. Go ahead and smash that like button. And remember, we'll be back here every Thursday, 8:30 a.m. right here on YouTube. Have a very safe trading day and respect your stops. Have a wonderful one. Take care.